Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Wallaby Racing. This is Duck Puncher, and I'll be your solo host for tonight. Let's get some game sound going. Let's have a quick squiz as to what's going on here. There we go. Okay, just want to make sure that everyone can hear me correctly. Game sound seems to be okay now. So just give us a quick squiz. Let us know in chat. But guys, we are here for Wallaby Racing League Tier 2, Round 14 here at Jeddah. Unfortunately, Matty can't be with us tonight as he's got other commitments he's got to get to. But it will be me on your stream for the night. So bear with me because it's been a little bit of time since I've been streaming. So let's bring everything up. Oh, that's bringing everything away. So everybody out on the soft tires except for WRL Top his are going out on the medium. Doesn't want to waste those soft tires. Rapid Kahoot still in the pits while Carl Finitza is out on track. Last week's winner, I think, I can't remember now. But we'll get on to the while we're talking about winners and losers and everything like that. We'll bring up the drivers, the constructors here. So this is the Drivers' Championship, as you're seeing on stream now. Kirsch now has a lead, 307 points over Bevs with 235 points. So Kirsch way out in front. Carl Finitzer in P3 for the Williams there, followed by Oz Gokan in P4, Shifty Wizard P5, Magic Shot in P6, Kahoot in P7. Now, Oz Gokan has had a massive jump up there, 2 positions, knocking Shifty and Magic down those positions each. Kahoot in P7. P8, it is Yuki Bear, Techie in P9. It's Formula Fish in P10. Hoof and Hoof in P11. Dido up 2 positions as well into P12. JTM and Scoob in 13th and 14th. Zervinx and Toppy in 15 and 16. Mason, Oz Curtis, Mushy Peas, and Zoltan in P20. Mushy Peas just jumping a position on Zoltan. And this is your Constructors Championship. RB leading the Constructors now with 475 points, followed by Mercedes, the dominant overall Constructors there. Following behind with 392 points. A little bit of work to go. Williams slowly climbing back up with 375 points, up a position from the previous race, ahead of Red Bull with 365 points. So the battle is on between P2, 3, and 4. Haas with P5, Kick Sauber in P6, Aston Martin in P7, down 2 positions, are being overtaken by Haas and Kick Sauber. In Ferrari, it is P8 for those guys with 235 points, McLaren in P9, and Alpine on the bottom of the ladder with 175 points in P10. So we'll get back to the grid here. 130 for Toppy on those medium tyres. Needs a lot more in it for him to be able to do any sort of work there. Salt goes up into P1 currently with a 129.487, but we are currently on board with Carl Finitzer as he looks to go into P1. Kirsch now goes into P1 with a 128 flat for the Mercedes AMG. Carl Finitzer slowly coming down the grid line, goes into P2 with a 129.158. But is also very quickly taken by Yuki Bear, who's using him as a bit of a slipstream there. Goes into 128.6. Shifty Wizard also with a 128.9. So Carl Finitzer being dropped down to P4, while these two here knocking him down and putting in some pretty good times. However, the time difference here between Yuki Bear and Kirsch is just huge. Magic Shot now goes up into P3, so Carl Finitzer falling more and more down the order here. Ulfenhoof in P17. We've got a few guys on the grid from previous seasons. Sorry, from previous tiers that have raced already. I believe we've got a tier 3 driver in here somewhere. So Spry Naples new to the grid. Semi new to the grid. So let's go, Bevs. His Rush Racing League says. We don't know who Bevs is here. It's Footman. It's the Footman. So let's go Footman, he means. So Spry Naples now up into P2 with a 128.6. So still a fair bit of time between Kirsch and Spry Naples. Looks like Kirsch has put in a lot of practice. So it'll be really interesting to see how far he pulls away if he stays in P1. But currently, it's looking like a dominant sector for... Yuki Bear just failing to get out of the way of the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin thought, you know what, stuff it. I'll let you know that I'm here and what you've done. So that looks like it could be up to the stewards for a pit... what's it called? An infringement. We'll put it that way. Word's not working today. So Zoltan already out of the session. Zervink's now setting the fastest first sector of the... second sector of the track here for Mercedes. So I saw a little bit of controversy on Zervink's last week following him and Bevs. With some pretty... It's not dangerous because, you know, I mean, they've deemed it legal. However, there is a rule that states that you cannot go slower than your natural pace. I mean, and losing 3 seconds in one sector, unheard of. I believe it was dangerous defending and slowing up the driver behind to the back of the pack. 3 seconds in one sector it's just not on. So Dale Bev's now out of the session. Looks like he's had a bit of a mare somewhere along the grid. But Zervink's now up into P3. So Kirsch, Ozgokan with a 128.282, getting a little bit closer to Kirsch's time now. While Zervink's in P3, Spry Naples in P4, Yuki Bear in P5, Magic in P6, Dale Bevs in P7, or the Footman in P7, sorry, Matty Skills. Shifty Wizard in P8, Carl Finitza down the order in P9. Looks like he's about to head back out. No, he's not. He's going to come into the pits. Scoob in P10, Salt in P11, Rapid Kahoot in P12. For the Aston Martin, the second Aston Martin, we've got P13 as he goes real wide there. Toppy in P14 for the Red Bull. In the second kick, it is TMT Legend, who is up from Tier 3, racing in Tier 2 tonight, so we wish him the best of luck. Zoltan in P16 as he didn't even get to settle out, and Ulfenhoof up down into P17, so still yet to set a lap for him. But these guys here, Toppy and TMT Legend, have a little bit of work to do to get some times in, because these times here, 130.1 and a 130.1, oh wow, 001 between the two of these, is just not good enough. There's a lot of work to go there. Mushy Peas now goes up. No, who was it? Ulfenhoof now goes up into P7, so a massive lap from him. Okay, so Zervinks is on his in lap. Spray Apple's on an out lap. Ulfenhoof should be on an in lap. Kahoot looks like he's on a lap now, so we'll stick on board with him for a little bit as we see just about where he is going. So nice pace taken through the hard left-hander there. It's a very fast track. Lots of walls on either side of you. Essentially, one mistake and you could be inside of that wall. And that wall is not your best friend, believe me. Last night, I crashed out. Coming into turn 4, got a bit too close to the wall, kissed it, and off went my front wheel. So just got to be real careful on these ones. But this is beautiful from Kahoot. Nice lines taken, a little bit close to the wall there, had to quickly turn away from it. opens up his DRS. It looks like he may have bailed out because he's got 100% ERS now. Yeah, he's bailed out. He has bailed out. So TMT Legend also on a lap here, needing to get that 128. No, need to get higher than that 129, which he has done. But looks, yeah, because he was in the 120, 130s. So he's on an in lap as well. Carl Finitza on an out lap. So he is looking to get a bit of a better lap in on him. And his teammate, the team principal, Taki, is not available to race tonight. So it is the solo Carl Finitza for Williams Racing to get the job done tonight, essentially. So here he goes. He's going to open up his DRS as we come around the corner. Opens up that DRS right about now. And he is going to go for his one banker lap. Or stonking lap, I should say. It's very nice to take him between his turns 1, 2, and 3. Now coming up to turn 4. This is the one that will catch a lot of people out. He's taken that very nicely, using the curve as much as he can, going into the S's now. This one here will catch a lot of people out. You can grind that little curb there, and it will throw your car right off track. He's taken a little bit too much of the curb there as well, but not the curb previous. So Nahik has some very nice speed through here on this long left-hander. Nice and close to the wall there, using up all of the track that he possibly can. Could probably even use up a little bit more of the track here through these, through this lot of S's. Opens up that DRS once again. And into the final corner. Drops it right down to gear 4, fourth gear, using up as much of the track as he can again. On his run to the line, he opens up that DRS now, heading down to the final line, and he goes in. Doesn't improve. He doesn't improve with a 129.150, so he's got a little bit of work to do there. Sorry guys, just had my daughter come in asking if she can cut her sheet out for a costume for Halloween. All right, so Kirsch, still the man to beat with a 128 flat. So Ozgocan 128.144 for the RB. RB sitting in P1 in the Constructors' Championship too, so he's got a little bit of work to do. This guy right here, Magic Shot, to be able to get himself further up the grid order for the start of the race, as he's going to be coming toe-to-toe. Both RBs going to be coming toe-to-toe with these Mercedes lads in Kirsch and Zervings very soon. Guys in the chat, let us know who you think is going to take out the victory here tonight at Jeddah. And while you're at it, let us know who's going to be your first DNF. I'm always interested to know who those things. So Yuki Bear heading into the pit lane. Well, TK Zervings also in the pits. Oz Gokan looks like he's out on the lap, but he has invalidated. So unfortunately for him, he just needs to get back in time, which I think there's a fair bit of time. So RB Shot looks like he's giving a bit of a toe to his teammate Oz Gokano. No, they're both going to pit. Okay. So 3 minutes left of the session. And when are we going to start to see everybody else come out? So So we're seeing a kick and a Aston Martin out on the track now. First two cars back out on the track for the final runs. TMT Legend currently sitting in P13, while Mushy Peas is currently sitting P16. I believe both of those guys are the Tier 3 drivers. So a little bit of work for these guys. I mean, points is definitely on the cards for him. We're only 2 DNFs away for everybody getting points. And there we go. So TMT Legend playing the games, letting Mushy Peas pass so that he can try and utilise the slipstream on most of the straights, unless he's going to pull back. It doesn't look like he is. He's building that gap. He's building that gap nicely just so he can gain a little bit of a toe. He might be a little bit too far away now. Mushy Peas looked like he went right out far then. Did he hit the wall? No. So Kirsch now out on a lap. Might jump on board with Kirsch. 128.0 is very quick. I mean, in my eyes, it is anyway. Obviously, the Tier 1 guys have got a bit more pace in them. But Kirsch, this is an absolute phenomenal lap, that 128.0. So if he can go faster than this, it's going to be quite interesting to see. I think maybe 127.8 he could be pushing. Maybe another 2/10 in it, if not more. But the battle is going to come down to himself and Ozgo Kano. So Ozgo Kano also out on an outlap. Pretty much everybody on an outlap except for Dale Bevs and TMT Legend, as well as Mushy Peas, as they should be on their hot lap right now. So Trix Diablo says, "Go Salt. Can you invite Mason, please, Duck?" Yes. Sorry, guys. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, good. He's in. He said, "Damn. Track improvement seems to be nothing." Yeah, I agree. So be sorry as we see major shifts on the board. It's more about being precise with nearly no track improvement. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, the walls on either side of you, very, very close proximity, and Unique put it perfectly in last night's race. You could if you could reach out of your cockpit, you'd most likely touch a wall. It's that close. It's such a tight, technical track. Lots of pinpoint movements as well. You've got to make sure you've got those movements down pat. So Ozgo Kano on a lap now, followed by Kirsch, I should say. Kirsch now heading down through Sector 2. So he is currently up on his time. Gets a little bit wide there, but very nicely taken. Up 2/10. Caution, yellow flag, Sector 2. So that might be cars just slowing down, getting out of the way. But Kirsch looks like he is on an absolute stonker. Now coming into the final turn. Gear 4 all the way through. Very low fuel. He's going to make it all the way. He's burning his battery. Opens up that DRS. Using as much of the curve and trying to get to the line as quickly as possible. And goes with a 127.720. An absolute stonking time. Followed by Ozgo Kano, who's now heading... Ooh. It looks like Ozgo Kano's done, maybe. Seems to be... No. Sets a purple second sector. It just looked very weird through there. So purple second sector is using the car ahead of him as a bit of a tow here as well. Trying to get as much as he can done against Kirsch. And there he goes. He gets out of the way. That now lets Ozgo Kano free. Ozgo Kano's teammate, Magic Shot, is now up into P2 as well. Ozgo Kano now uses as much as that. Doesn't go any faster, so he will be starting P4. While Scoob starts P3. TK Zerving starts P5 in the Aston Martin. So Kirsch goes P1, Magic Shot P2, Scoob in P3 for the Aston Martin. Visa Cash Up Racing, it is Ozgo Kano in P4. TK Zerving's my mistake in the Mercedes, by the way. Yuki Bear in P6, followed by Sprite Naples in P7 for the McLaren lads. Shifty Wizard in the Haas followed by Kahoot in P9 for the Ferrari, and in P10 it is Hoof. In P11 we've got Dale Bevs for the Red Bull, followed by his teammate Top. TMT Legend in the kick, Sauber, Carl Finitzer in P14. And I missed the rest of that, my bad. Oh, Magic got a 5-place grid penalty. Ooh, I missed that. Thanks for letting me know. Cool. Shit. So as we wait for the grid to settle up, we take a look at the rest of the season. I mean, it's been a season of ups and downs. Obviously, this game hasn't been the most friendly to everybody. Lots of glitches here and there, which has caused a lot of drivers just to get sick of this game and unfortunately step down. I have put out a survey out to Tier 1. Unfortunately, Tier 1, just a lot of drivers not able to commit as of late. We think the spark has gone a little bit, but we are trying to bring that back, so we are going to try and figure out what we can do to do that. Obviously, there's some surveys that have been put in, but we'll go to the race now. 4 lights, 5 lights. The feet are down, and it's away we go. Kirsch is staying in P1. Oh, Scoob gets a little bit sideways and sort of forces the car off to the side, and that is an Aston Martin of Mushy Peas into the wall back here. Let's have a look at him. Has he lost much positions? He hasn't. He's managed to hold on to it very nicely. Very, very nicely. Let's bring up my telemetries. So position changes at the moment. It's Kirsch in P1, followed by Ozgokan now in P2. Scoob in P3, losing that position off the start. Got real squirrely, and Ozgokano took advantage of it. Everybody else staying kind of still. Uffenhoof now and Rapid Kahoot going at it. And Uffenhoof managed to not get the job done as Kahoot takes the position right back. And he is under attack from the Red Bull lads here with Dale Bev. Uffenhoof now under attack from him as he looks to get the pass. He can't get past though. Just tucks back in nicely behind. WRL Top starting to lose a few, lose a bit of time to his teammate ahead, which is holding up Carl Finitz, who's up 1 position. Mushypee's up 2 positions. Zoltan up 2. Mason Racing up 2. Team T Legend down 4 positions. And Salt for My Chips down 3 positions. So big losers for these guys here as they now try to play the comeback game. They look to be okay in terms of damage, but we'll see how that one goes a little bit later on. So Kirsch already starting to look a little bit more dominant than the rest of the pack. 5/10 ahead of Ozgokano and just holding out very strong. So we'll go back to here where Magic Shot has lost 2 positions off the start on top of that 5-place grid penalty. Dale Bevs right on his backside, as well as Magic Shot on the backside of Rapid Kahoot. 3/10 the gap. It's starting to become a little bit of a train here. The Haas, the McLaren I should say. No, it is a Haas. Yep, the Haas of Shifty Whizzer. Starting to back this pack up, so we are going to start to see quite a long DRS train here. Rapid Kahoot only 1/10 behind. He's going to pull the trigger, I think, very shortly. I think we're in for a very good race here, guys. I really do. So Dale Bevs now gets the position change done on Magic Shot. Very nicely done there on the outside too. While Magic Shot now losing 3 positions. This track just doesn't seem to be working for him at the moment. And here it is. Rapid Kahoot gets the job done on Shifty Whizzer, and so does Dale Beveridge. They both go around him. And Shifty Whizzer now down 2 positions as a result. So we'll bring up the tyres to see what everybody else has started on before everybody... Yeah, so there we go. Mediums for the entire grid except for the bottom two, Mason and Salt for my chips. Did they do a pit stop? I don't think so. Stops. Salt for my chips did a stop. But there you go. So everybody on the medium tyres. Virtual safety car is out. As I'm guessing there was an issue down here with Zerwinks apparently being so far from the grid. Trying to see if he's got a little bit of damage. He has no front wing. And it even looks like the kick behind him is missing his front left end plate, which he is. Yeah, missing that front left end. Oh no, he's not. My bad. No, it's right there. It was just black. All right. So virtual safety car almost pushes the pack back up together, but you do have to hold that delta, so you've got to be very, very careful on that one. But Dale Bevs also gets ahead of Rapid Kahoot. So Rapid Kahoot now starting to slow down the pack a little bit as well. Shifty Whizzer right on his tail, getting ready to go for the... here he goes. Green light racing. We are back. Shifty Whizzer looking to make a move on Kahoot. Doesn't get the job done. He just pulls in nicely. He says, I'll think about it next time. As Kahoot now going to be trying to mount an attack on Shifty Whizzer. Here we go. Up the top here, though. It's a battle between Kirsch and Ozgo Kano, as Ozgo Kano is under attack from Yuki Bear, who is also under attack from Scoob. Sprite Naples slowly coming into the battle here, but Ozgo Kano is the man to watch as he tries to fire anything he can at Kirsch to make him make a mistake. It's the battle of the RB and the Mercedes, which has been quite prevalent for the... Oh my God, Ozgo Kano gets a little bit sideways there. Uffenhof gets a 3-second time penalty, as well as Scoob also has that 3-second time penalty. So jumping on board with Yuki, he's starting to make a little bit of gain on Ozgo Kano, and Ozgo Kano now taps that wall. I think he is just feeling the pressure of this green monster right behind him. DRS is open. He's not using any battery, so smart tactic there, just reserving that energy. Scoob now falling off the pack just a little bit compared to what these guys are. But Yuki Bear slowly but surely catching and gaining on Ozgo Kano, as Ozgo Kano now makes the move down the DRS straight. Kirsch now loses that position, but he's going to lose 2 positions potentially. There it is. Yuki Bear now goes for the position change and gets it done on Kirsch. And now it is Ozgo Kano, your race leader for Saudi Arabia. Yuki Bear in P2, followed by Kirsch in P3, Scoob in P4. I think, though, Kirsch, he's got the pace here to take it away tonight. I think he's just biding his time. He's lost a little bit of time there, though, between himself and Yuki Bear. 7/10 the gap now between himself and P2. But he's definitely got the pace to pull that back. So we'll jump back over to... Let's have a look. Any other battles going on here? Not really. Sprite Naples is probably our best battle, that apart from these guys up ahead. So Sprite Naples 3/10 off of the back of Scoob, trying everything he can to pull him back in. And jump back down here to P13. Rapid Kahoot, currently 2/10 off the back of Mushy Peas, opens up that DRS and goes through the inside. Mushy Peas looks like he's just getting out of the way. Kahoot goes down the inside, gets the easy position change done there, heading into the final turn. Now goes... Yeah, very nicely done, Kahoot. Well done, mate. Even though it was... Yep, I mean, DRS, it's still an overtake. Love it. So we are starting to see some more position changes here. Magic shot up into P7, gets that shift done on Shifty Whizzer. Now looks to set his sights on Sprite Naples. Carl Finitza now goes up into P10, so a great start for the opening stint for him in this race here at Saudi Arabia. Currently now P9. But Spry Naples, Dale Bevs with a 3-second time penalty. Yikes. As he is all over the back of Scoob now. So we'll jump back up here to Yuki, as Yuki is now starting to mount a bit of an attack on Ozgo Kano. He wants to go for that race win. Ozgo Kano just moves out to the right, to the left, lets him through and says, all right, fine, I will get you back under DRS. But unfortunately, that has opened him up to a little bit of an attack by Kirsch as well. Kirsch all over the back of Ozgo Kano. He will have a DRS advantage as well over Yuki Bear. So Yuki Bear is now going to get done by 2 cars, the same way he and Ozgo Kano did Kirsch. So here we go. 3 into 1. Kirsch backs out of it. Very nicely done. Yuki Bear holds his own, stays P1, even under attack by 2 cars that had DRS. So very well done positioning your car there. But Yuki Bear now does have a penalty as well. So that is going to be detrimental to his final standings if he does stay in P1 with the battle that's going on behind him. Scoob AU now in P6. We're going to go back down to the bottom here. Shifty Whizzer gets a little bit wide on the curb there. He gets very wide on the curb there as he has to run off the track just to regain control of the car. Carl Finitza in P10, losing out in that position. He was in P9, drops down again. He's got that 3-second time penalty as well looming over his head. Same with Uffenhof. So the penalties are starting to rake up a little bit here. So Toffee doing pretty well for the Red Bull here in P11. Just following Carl Finitza through. Only 3/10 off as Carl Finitza is... Sorry guys. Is also 3/10 off of the driver ahead of him, which is Uffenhof. And we've got 3 cars up ahead though. Starting to see a little bit... Oh my God, Toppy. That was a bit of a poo your pants moment, lads. We'll go back up to the front here. Ozgo Kano still trying everything he can to get past Yuki Bear. Yuki Bear just seeming to place his car in all the right positions. So currently 4/10, 5/10 off. He is able to pull it back in the final sector. Problem is, though, is it seems like he's too far back when he tries to pull the trigger on Yuki Bear. And Yuki Bear, luckily, just has to dump a little bit of ERS down the main straight. He's currently sitting at 80% ERS. 7/10 the gap between himself and Ozgo Kano. No damage there between Oz and Kirsch, also looking to try and force an error maybe off of Ozgo Kano, or even just get him. So here we go. So Ozgo Kano is made up 4/10 in that last sector. And there we go. Kirsch goes down the inside. Can he get the job done? There might be contact. There is contact. Kirsch goes for a very, very, very... I think a bit of a advantageous dive. Makes a little bit of contact, and now, I mean, that would have to come down to the stewards. I'd need to see more of an angle of that. I don't know if Ozgo Kano turned in on him. I can't tell if it was just a bit of a dive that was a bit ambitious. But that is not good for Kirsch, as that means he's going to have damage. Ozgo Kano might even also have damage going down the inside of him like that. He might have a bit of side pod damage because he's losing out to some time as well, as Dale Babs now goes up into P2 for the Red Bull. And Spry Naples is all over him as well. Spry Naples is going to get the move done shortly. This has brought a lot of players into the game, Scoob and Kirsch, but Kirsch does have damage. And here it is, Spry Naples looking to mount that attack very, very soon. But this has given Yuki Bear a massive advantage. 2 seconds the gap between him and Dale Bevs. He's got that 3-second time penalty looming over his head, though. Same with Dale Bevs. So Ozgo Kano still in an okay place here. Kurt's got 2 screen freezes. Oh, man. That sucks. And it's been going on a fair bit for him, hasn't it? I feel for the guy. I do. He's had such a rotten luck season. He's such a good racer. So we've got driver Magic Shot into the pits now. As Magic Shot pulling the trigger early on the change here. So going onto the hard tyres on lap 10 of 25. Bold strategy. PC isn't the best, but we move, yeah. Still early on in the race. Oh, absolutely. And here we go. So we have 2 cars out on track. It is Rapid Kahoot and Mushy Peas. I didn't see what happened there, so let's go with the replay here. Oh, it's not going to work, you bastard. All right. Let's have a look at that once more, shall we? Nah, it's not going to let me now. Missed it. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go back to the race, though. So safety car is out, and this is going to bunch everybody back up. And this is played perfectly into the hands of Kirsch. So this could be good for him. And I think Magic Shot may have pitted at the absolute perfect time there. He's still not going to come out in front of him. He's too far back for that. But TK Zaming's really far back here. So he'll have to try and catch this pack as soon as possible to get it back up there. Magic Shot gaining a few positions, going up into P7. Maybe even P8. No, P7. Yeah, he'll stay out P7 here. So tucks in behind Shifty Wizard. Nicely done on that pit stop strategy there. Yuki Bear in P1 going out onto the hard tyres. Now your safety car leader. Dale Bevs also onto the hard tyres. So we'll bring up tyres now, actually, just to see what everybody has done. Everybody on the hards, except for Mason Racing on the mediums. Oh, man, that sucks. I don't think it backfired too much. I think sitting in P7 after that, I think is still pretty decent. I can't remember what position he was in before he went into the safety car, but before he went into the pits. But it seems to have worked out in his favour. Yeah, lots of pens, man. Heaps. Lots and lots of pens. So looking at the positions as we sit, Yuki Bear in P1, P2. It is the footman Dale Bevs in P3. It is Ozgo Kano in the RB. For McLaren, it's it is Spry Naples. In the Mercedes, it is Kirsch, who has now been able to change his front wing, so that worked out really well for Kirsch. Shifty Wizard in P6, Magic Shot in P7 after his early pit stop. Scoob AU in the P8, for the Aston Martin there. In the Alpine, it is Ulf and Hoof, followed by Carl van Nitzer, the solo Williams driver. And I should also add that Ulf and Hoof is the solo Alpine driver. WRL top in P11 for Red Bull. In P12 for the Ferrari. It is Mason Racing, now the solo Ferrari driver. TNT Legend in the kick, up from Tier 3 in P13. Zoltan, the other McLaren driver, in P14. Salt for My Chits in P15, and Zervings in 16, as he is trying to catch the back of the pack as quickly as he possibly can. An unfortunate DNS on lap 9. It looked like both drivers either had a hand at taking each other out or were just unlucky, and it was mushy peas in the Aston Martin and Rapid Kahoot in the Ferrari. Okay, Mason's in the wrong car. Okay, that's fine. Oh, he is too. Should. Yeah, oh well. We'll change that in the standings, that's fine. And here are your penalties. So, Scoob, are you the only one with 6 seconds of penalties? But your two leaders at the moment, Yuki Bear and Dale Bevs, with 3 seconds of time penalties. So this could be really, really good for Ozgo Kano and detrimental to those two in P1 and 2. Spry Naples is okay. Kirsch is okay. Shifty Wizard with a 3 second. Scoob with a 6 second. Uff and Hoof with 3 seconds. Carl Finitzer, 3 seconds, as well as TNT Legend with 3 seconds, as TK Zervings now joins the back of the grid. So Dale Bevs has had a very good race, up 9 positions. Absolutely phenomenal start from him. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it, Mushy. Kahoot hits the inside of the wall at turn 4, and he and Mushy Pete's does the same thing because he is looking at the car in front instead of the road. Oh, man. So here we go. Safety car is in this lap, as we are going to jump on board with Dale Bevs just to see how the safety car start goes. Whoa, gets a little bit. Here we go. We're going to see a bit of carnage here. No, we're not. We're okay. So Yuki Bear now goes a little bit late, and Dale Bevs was all over it, right on his back. And Ozgo Kano just holding out strong. Kirsch now up into P4, looking to get as much position back as possible. He was fighting for a P1, was fighting for P2, but I'm unfortunately just had that issue. And now Zoltan gets another 3 second time penalty, bringing him up to 6 seconds worth of time. Time penalties there. Kirsch looking to gain everything that he can out of this. That safety car really worked in his favour after that unfortunate incident heading into the final turn. But Ozgo Kano, 6/10 off the back of Dale Bevs, just letting them slip away a little bit. Dale Bevs also letting Yuki Bear slip away. But I think during Sector 2, he might be able to pull that back just that little bit. Yeah, 4/10. So here we go. He's starting to pull it back through the S's. So Dale Bevs on 67% ERS. Yuki Bear only using 87, now down to 87%. DRS is about to open. Oh, no, it's not. It's a safety car. So he holds out, doesn't use ERS, whereas Dale Bevs uses just that little bit just to get him up to the back of Yuki that little bit more. Kirsch now up into P3, getting that job done on Ozgo Kano. So great result for him there. Back onto the podium. He's just got to hold out to these guys ahead, try and keep them within their penalty range distance, and he will take that win, I reckon. This is my guess. And you watch commentators' curse will kick in. So Ozgo Kano in P4, Scoob in P5, losing that little bit of time there. Mason Racing picks up another 3 second time penalty, while Magic Shot and Spry Naples going at it. Magic Shot gets the job done, going up into P6 over Spry Naples, who got out of the way quite nicely for him. But Magic Shot is going to set his sights on Scoob ahead of him. We'll move down a little bit further. We've got Carl Finitzer trying to mount an attack on Uffenhof, but where he's going to make the position change, that's the question. He is right on his backside. He can sniff the gearbox. Take him out to dinner first, Carl. Come on. So here we go. DRS opens up. Is he going to be able to do anything, though? It doesn't look like it because Uffenhof is too close to Spry Naples. And he was able to gain that little bit of ERS as well. So Yuki Bear still under attack from Dale Bevs. But here we go. It's another safety car. TNT Legend and TK Zervings are out. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Just give me a second, lads. Just need to grab a drink. All right, apologies for that. All right, so safety car still out. Lap 15 of 25. 2 safety cars now and a virtual safety car. Yuki Bear still holding on to the lead. These safety cars not working in his favour. Same with Dale Bevs as it keeps these guys behind them closer and within the penalty range. So this is working out well for Kirsch and really well for Ozgo Kano. Actually, while we're at it, it's also working out really well for Magic Shot. If he can stay within their grasp, he could somehow steal a podium place here. But it's going to be a lot of work to do. So we could see a double RB podium, but it's a lot of work for him. So one more lap as we go around here at Saudi Arabia. This one here is a bit of a surprise for me. Carl Finitzer sitting in P9. I thought he would be a lot further up the order, just going off previous races. But obviously, Saudi Arabia is not the track for him. Toppy doing really well in the top 10 now, which we love to see. I know he's been having a bit of a off-season where just things aren't going his way. Mason racing in the Alpine. It says Ferrari, but it's meant to be an Alpine. Again, not doing too bad. But everybody getting points here. Zoltan in P13, just picking up the pieces as we drive along. Same with Shifty Whizzer as well. But it's the battle here between this top 6, I would say, at this stage. Magic Shot, Scoob, Ozgo Kano, Kirsch, Dale Bevs, and Yuki Bear. That is going to be an absolute phenomenal race to watch at the end, towards the end. Lap 16 of 25, so not long to go now. Everybody out on those hard tyres, and we've got safety car in this lap. So Yuki Bear once again becomes that safety car leader. So he will be in control of the pace, not slowing down or speeding back up. He has to control that pace. So slowing down. That was contact there between Scoob and Magic, wasn't it? And there we go. Yuki Bear now heads off. Dale Bears again not caught sleeping there. Kirsch in P3, sitting behind them very nicely. Ozgo Kana got caught a little bit sleeping there. Magic Shot. Now Scoob gets the job done on Magic Shot as he goes through. Thanks, says thank you very much. I'll take that position back. Magic Shot now needs to get the position change done on him to be able to try and hold out, or to be able to try and enclose these guys up ahead. To try and grab that podium out of nowhere. Gets a little bit onto the curve there, a little bit too much maybe, but cleans it up very nicely towards the end of the S's there. Magic Shot, is he going to be able to get anything done? We'll have to come back and have a look a little bit later on. Spry Naples in P7, also looking to try and get something done, but we're going to jump down here towards Mason Racing, who is also, sorry, we're going to jump down to top, who is only 2/10 off of the back of Carl Finitza, who is also 3/10 off the back, and he's just tapped the wall there as he is on the back of Uffenhoof. So Toppy just holding out. He knows that he can get this job done. Try and steal as many points as possible, but he's just got to bite his time properly. Mason Racing 4/10 behind him. Same thing again. Here we go. Toppy now looking to go down the inside. Couldn't get the job done, but he does look like he has the faster run out. If not, no, he's losing a little bit of time here. Not using as much ERS. Here we go. Goes a little bit too wide into turn 1 and 2. So it's going to lose. That's going to cost him a bit of time there, and it has. It's cost him a fair bit of time, actually. But is he... Oh, there's the wall. How in the hell did he not DNF? Because that is exactly what I did, and my tyre got ripped clean off. So Carl Finitza and Uffenhoof now pick up a 3-second time penalty. This is great for Toppy. It looks like Carl's saying, just off you go. You can go now. So Carl lets Toppy through. Says, you have a go at it. You have a go at Uffenhoof because I'm done. So Carl Finitza all the way down the back. Looks like he's got a bit of damage maybe. So we'll have a quick look. Yeah, he's missing his front right end plate. That's a shame for Williams. So Carl Finitza also gets another 3-second time penalty. Uffenhoof now down to P10. Mason racing up. And Uffenhoof also has, it looks like he might have a little bit of damage. Toppy now going up into 2 places. Zoltan and him. Zoltan gets out of the way of the cars behind. It looks like... What is happening here? It's just... a bit of carnage. So Zoltan gets that position done on the Haas. Maybe. No. Yes. Maybe. Opens up the DRS. Yes, he does. Goes down the inside. Goes into P10. So Toppy now into P9. Mason Racing gets the job done on Toppy. So very nice from him. But we're going to jump back up the front here because we have now got a new race leader. And that is Yuki Bear out of the race. He has bottled his race. Hit the corner at turn 4 and ripped his tyre clean off. Exactly how it should have happened for WRL Top. That brings out a safety car. And that is really unfortunate for Yuki Bear. But this is exactly what Kirsch has been hoping for. Lap 19 of 25. He's just got to stay within the time range of Dale Bevs. Does anyone go for a late pit stop and go onto the soft tyres? Or does everybody stay out on the hard tyres? So Kirsch in P2, Ozgo Kano in P3, both without penalties. So if they can hold out on Dale Bevs, maybe even work together, they could potentially take that P1 and 2. So it'll be a Mercedes and RB 1 and 2. And it will look like if Magic Shot can stay behind them and try and get past Scoob AU, he could also be in the points for, be on the contention for a podium place. Yeah, turn 4 claims another victim. We've seen a lot of them. Here we go. Dale Bev's pitting. Oh my god, Dale Bev's taking 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and also has a bit of damage. And he's not going to be able to get a wing on either. Oh, dear Dale Bevs. What were you thinking, mate? So Ozgo Kano stays out on those hard tyres. Scoob AU out on the hard tyres. Magic Shot stays out on the hard tyres. Mason Racing is out on mediums. Zoltan looks like he's out on mediums too. You know what? This is a better idea. Silly. Salt for my chips on the 10-lap old hard tyres. And then the rest of them. So Dale Bevs, who's now got 13 seconds worth of time penalties on softs. Kirsch on softs. So Kirsch takes a huge gamble and goes on to the soft tyres. He's got a few cars ahead of him. So Dale Bev, Salt for my chips, Zoltan, Mason Racing, Magic Shot, Scoob, and Ozgo Kano to be able to get up to that top step. But he's got the tyre advantage for it. It's just whether or not he can make it happen. So safety car out. Ozgo Kano in P1. Scoob in P2 with a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look. I'm not one to hide the penalties from everyone. 6 seconds of time penalties. So that is going to put Magic Shot currently in P2 in theory. So it'll be an Ozgo Kano Magic Shot P1 and 2 at this stage. Mason would go up to... Salt for my chits would go up into P3. Mason and Zoltan would drop down. But it's just a matter of... See, Dale Bez, what's going on here? Drive-through penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Dale Beveridge, what are you doing? What was he thinking? He's used it. He's used it. He's tried to speed past everybody to get into pit lane, and it didn't work out for him. Oh, man. He's absolutely thrown any chances he has. Carl Finitza with 9 seconds of time penalties. So Dale Babs is... Look, I hate to say it, but he is officially out of this race. Still points for him, but there's no shot he can gain any more than P13 unless there's DNS ahead of him. Lap 21 of 25. It's going to start to get a little bit messy here between everybody ahead, but Scoob will be trying to fight with 6 seconds of time penalties. Magic Shot in P3 will want to try and get him on track. Scoob AU will probably want to try and get Ozgo Kano on track. But Kirsch now in P7, so this actually helps out with Kirsch. With the Dale Bevs incident back there, gaining that extra position, not needing to fight as much. So he's got 11 lap hold hard tyres, so I expect he'll get that one done pretty quickly. 6 lap hold and 10 lap hold mediums. I expect he'll get those done pretty quickly. However, we all know what it's like getting past Zoltan. It's going to be a tough one. So Ozgo Kano is now your race leader. He will be setting the pace for the safety car. We'll jump on board with Scoob and we'll see if he gets caught dead. Or caught sleeping, caught napping. As they wait for the final corner. Scoob giving a little bit of a love tap, saying, come on, mate, get on with it. Oh, he was quite a good start, to be honest, from Ozgo Kano. He waited for Scoob to back off a little bit, and off he went. And that, in turn, has let Magic through. Has he? Little bit of contact, little bit of rubbing of the shoulders here. Nothing happens, but, however, Scoob has now lost another position to Mason Racing. So 2 drivers up ahead in P1 and P2. Ozgo Kano and Magic Shot, all without penalties. Mason Racing with penalties. Scoob with 6 seconds worth of penalties. This is starting to get a bit spicy here. Kirsch now up into P6. Like I said, got that job done very quickly on that hard tyre ahead of him. But now he's got the defender Zoltan ahead of him, currently sitting P5. On fresh tyres, Kirsch versus Zoltan's older tyres, 7-lap old mediums. Zoltan's now also got a penalty as well, so Kirsch now penalty free. If he can just sit behind the rest of these boys ahead of him, he will be guaranteed a podium place. Not exactly where he wanted to be earlier on, but it is still a podium place. Was sitting in P1 for quite a lot of the race. Now, unfortunately, down in P6. We're starting to see some overtakes here again. Scoob now gets the job done on Mason Racing. Mason, smart, just lets him through. He knows he's got 6 seconds versus Mason's 3 seconds. He'll get him anyway. It's just on track. What doesn't matter. So Kirsch still sitting in P6. Just letting everybody ahead fight. Very nicely done from these guys. Duck, oh my god, you do things other than COD. Yeah, shut your mouth. I fish. So Kirsch, it is Zoltan in P5. Mason Racing currently sitting in P4, still trying to fight with Scoob, but it looks like he's just letting him behind. Scoob is flashing, so he has no battery left to give, so that's going to give out on him a little bit later on. Magic Shot with Magic Shot with 62% ERS. Ozgo Kano with a very clean 92% ERS. So these two right here are laughing all the way home. Are we going to see, though, the gamesmanship from these two that we saw that we saw a fair few races ago, where Ozgo Kano was leading the race and he moved out of his way for his team leader, for his team principal, to take the win? Is Magic Shot gonna demand that again, or is Ozgo Kano just gonna say no? I'll be taking the win this time because I deserve it. So Scoob AU currently sitting in P3, right on the back of Magic Shot. He is going to try him a bit later on. Gets a little bit too close to that wall there, though. Has to back away from that wall. Mason Racing losing a little bit of time here to Scoob. As Scoob now opens up his ERS, and he is going to try and go down the outside. There's no way he can get it done. A little bit of contact there from Magic Shot. Looks like he just tapped the wall, and it sent him shooting across the track there. But here's where it gets interesting. Are we going to see somebody climb? No, we're not. We're going to see everyone make it through turn 4. So Zoltan now in P4 as he got past Mason Racing. We're going to jump down to Uffenhof as he is right on the back of Kirsch. Kirsch's soft tyres just not working to the way he thought it would. I know he is sitting behind drivers with penalties, and that's exactly what he needs. However, oh no, he's fine actually. Toppy is going to gain a lot of positions here too, actually. Oh, Uffenhof gets very, very squirrely there. So Kirsch opens up that DRS. Mason Racing in his way still. Oh, Kirsch gets the job done on Mason after a little bit of a love tap saying, just get out of my way, please. Zoltan ahead. Here we go. We're going to start to see some battles. It is Scoob now up into P1, but he's going to be under attack very quickly from Ozgo Kano as he now goes back into P1. And Magic Shot now goes back into P2 by the looks of it, down the inside. No, he's going to stick behind and take it. I mean, you've got... Oh, Kirsch is up into P4 now too. Well done. You've got a driver in front of you with a massive penalty. The only thing now you need to do, Magic Shot, is just watch the battle between yourself and Kirsch, because that's where you're going to get undone for a P1 and 2. You could either take the 3 in 1, or, you know, I do try to fish. Bears, what are you doing? Big crash? Yeah. So Kirsch now is finally getting right up to the back of Magic Shot, the same gap as what Magic Shot has to Scoob. He has to Kirsch has to Magic. So the DRS currently being used is not really an advantage to either of them because it's just pointless at the moment for both of them. However, Kirsch, 2/10 off the back of Magic Shot. Magic Shot is just losing a little bit of time. So the driver's ahead. He's opened up the door for Kirsch. He's had to quickly shut it back down, and he has not let him through. Ozgo Kano now goes into P3, and it looks like a team order has been played here, and Magic Shot's going to take P1. His team principal has demanded him let him past again. Ozgo Kano, what are you doing? Stop doing that. That's 2 wins you've given away. 2 wins. All right, so there's the auto Magic Shot in P1. It is an RB P1 and 2 with Ozgo Khan in second. Kirsch in P3. Zoltan takes out P4. Ozgo Khan, it's your win. Zoltan gets driver of the day. Rightly so, ending up in P4 from right the way down the back of the pack there. So there we go. Magic Shot in P1. Ozgo Kano in P2. Kirsch in 3. Zoltan in 4. Starting on the grid in P17. Scoob in P5 with that 6 seconds of time penalties knocked him down a fair bit. Shifty Wizard in P6. Mason 7. Toppy goes up into P8. Probably one of his best finishes of the season. Carl Finitz are still managing to be in the top 10 with 9 seconds of time penalties. RB Christoph, thank you very much for the follow, mate. Really appreciate it. Sprite Naples in P10. Tail Bez in P11. Wolf and Hoof P12. In 13th, it is Salt for My Chips for the Haas. In 14th, it is Yuki Bear last of the DNF runners. And the rest of the DNF runners, Legend, Zervings, Mushy Peas, and Kahoot. Alright. Let me get everybody into the chats.
Hello?
Hello? Alright, where are we? So I've got... Who have I got already? Magic Shot, what's up? Ozgo Kano and just waiting on Kirsch. If he joins. There he is.
Yo.
What's going on? All right, so we'll kick it off with Kirsch. Kirsch, man, I've got to start with saying it's so unfortunate that you had those screen freezes. You're on for a really good race there, but that said, though, it was a hell of a comeback to sit, to fight your way back to P3. So look, tell us about your mentality after you had those screen freezes and that incident was caused.
Yeah, well, I think on PC, that turn 1 area.
Yep.
In Saudi is no good. I was having that in practice as well. You get a bit of a screen, not that bad, but.
Because the screen freeze was into the final corner, wasn't it?
No, it was into turn 1. On my screen, anyway.
So what was the incident in the final corner where you went down the inside into the final turn?
Oh, I was on the inside of Go-Khan and he squeezed me into the wall.
Okay.
But
Okay, right. Because yeah,
No
okay.
damage or anything, so it's
Yeah, because your
it's
team
all
principal
good.
was saying that was a screen freeze. So then at that point, so there we go. That clears that up a little bit. I mean, still though, it was such a dominant comeback for you. You know, even going onto those soft tires, I thought, like personally, was a bit of a gamble, but it worked out really nicely for you. And also the drivers ahead having those time penalties working out in your favour as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, so I agreed. I think the right call would have been to stay out for track position,
Mm-hmm.
because it's such a gamble whether the cars behind you pit or not, and if they don't, it just makes it so much more difficult.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
absolutely.
was just doing whatever Bevs was doing, to cover off championship rival and U-Box, so I did,
Yeah,
and I was pretty lucky that you got a 10-second.
well, he got a 10-second and then a drive-through.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
It looked like
Maybe
he
I
was
could
trying
look
to. It
somewhere
looks like he
else.
was trying to overtake cars on track to get into pit lane to try and not lose as much time.
Yeah,
But
that's unfortunate.
it just didn't work out for him. Canada next weekend. How you looking at Canada, man? How you feeling?
Barely driven it, so we'll see how we go. I'll do a bit of practice and hopefully I can put in a good lap for qualifying again.
I think you'll be fine. You've got Lefty guiding you through. I think you'll be
Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right, mate. Well, again,
Good.
congratulations, P3 tonight. So after a very well driven comeback, so well done to you. We'll move on over to P2. I want to say Magic Shot, but it's not. It's Ozgo Kano. Ozgo Kano, mate.
Yeah.
What happened at the end there?
At the end, yeah, good question. I actually
You weren't told to move over, were you?
no.
Okay, good. I was about to flip it.
Actually, he was willing to give his position to me at
Yeah,
the end,
okay.
but I wasn't sure about Kirsch overtaking Magic.
Yeah.
And I think our Magic was flashing like he didn't have any errors, so I tried to push him. It didn't work out much. Maybe it kept him in front of Kirsch, and then I decided to go near him, and yeah, we raced to the line and just 5,000.
Yeah, it was a
And
crazy finish.
yeah, this is my 5th P2 this season.
No, you've done
Not a win.
exceptionally well. But you know what? No, you do say not a win, but in my eyes, you had a win. I'm going to say this now, Magic Shot.
Yeah.
No, look,
and
I think the team play that you guys have is quite phenomenal, to be honest. You guys work really well together as a team, both yourself and Magic Shot.
yeah.
I mean, and look where it's gotten you. You've had two. I think it's two. Yeah, two. 2-1-2 finishes this season. So I think that's a massive takeaway for RB and yourselves in Tier 2. Is that's what teamwork can get you, is finishing up the top there together. So
yeah. We always try to communicate throughout the race, and we try to help each other rather than getting the win.
Yep.
We try to maximize our points, and it worked out well.
That's the best way to do it. Well, look, congratulations, man. P2 tonight.
Thanks.
Here in Saudi Arabia. Going on to next week, how do you think you're looking for Canada?
Canada, as Kirsch said, barely driven, and I never remember a race went well around Canada for me. And let's see. Yeah, I'll give it a bit. Yeah, time trial.
Yep.
This week. Let's see how it goes.
Well, high on the penalty list for warnings, so be very careful cutting those corners because it can creep up on you very quickly. But mate, congratulations again. We'll move over to the race winner for tonight, Magic Shot, here in Saudi Arabia for season 7. I want to say 7. I can't remember now. It's all molded in together. It is season 7. Mate, talk to us through it, because for a while there you were down roughly around P5 and 6 and 7. You had a pit stop right before the safety car came out. Did you think that was a bit detrimental to you, or did it help you gain a few positions there?
Yeah, no, obviously I'd lost the 2.5 seconds to that first pack in front, right? And my only goal was to try to get back up to that pack. And so I pitted in about 2 laps before the pit window, just to see if I get undercut back into the cars ahead's DRS.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the safety car came out at the wrong time, but fortunately enough, there were no positions lost, and we'll manage to retain that P7.
No, well, I mean, holding on to that P7, in my eyes, it actually kind of worked in your favour because you weren't that far back that it was going to cost you major positions. But we're going to move up ahead further into the race. Sitting behind all those cars with penalties, you were sitting behind Scoob for a little while. Scoob was 6 seconds of penalties ahead of you. Do you think just to let him go and just use him as a bit of an a tow, or you thought, no, I want him on track?
It was actually quite the opposite, to be honest. We obviously knew that the cars behind in the likes of Kirsch and Bev's pitted under the safety car.
Mm-hmm.
And so with him having a 6-second penalty, I thought if we could get past Scoob, he'd be another car that Kirsch would have to overtake before he got to us, right? So it's another blocking aid, essentially.
Yep.
But yeah, no. I was wanting to give Oz the win today, but obviously the DRS is so powerful and it was way too risky with Kirsch.
Looking back at it, I think because there was at one stage it was 3 wide coming through the last turn there, or even almost 3 wide into that last sector, and I thought, what's going on here? What's going to happen? Because it looked like it was going to be a bit of chaos towards the end there. But I do think you guys made the right decision not to swap positions, because you very, very well could have. Oh my god, my English. You very well could have lost P1 and 2. So you could have ended up with 2 and 3. So I think you guys definitely made the right call there. And even then, Zoltan coming in from behind as well. Yes, he had penalties, but still finishing P4. So could have put a bit of a dampener on things. But I think you guys made the right call not swapping positions back there. So
yeah, obviously I owed him one for WWE as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And again, same question to you, Canada. How you feeling?
Obviously you've taken a win there in Season 5. Hopefully things are confident, we'll get as much practice in as we can as a team, and we'll look forward to it next week. We'll push harder.
Awesome. Well, guys, actually, first off, congratulations again, man, for the P1. But ladies and gentlemen, that is me done for the night. I am Duck Puncher. This is Tier 2, Saudi Arabia Season 7. Head on over and join us tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. AEDT. So that is New South Wales time for those of you listening. And follow along as we watch our Tier 1 lads go battle around the streets circuit of Saudi Arabia. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for joining. We'll see